Have you ever experienced hair loss and you're looking for help? You're looking for solutions. Is it really going to help you, or is it just pure hype? Let's crack down the placebo code here at the Hair Wire. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardona, alongside with Carrie Jarrett and Bisan Dipsy. How you guys are doing?
Great, great.
We've been laughing off camera
Yes.
for a while. We've been joking, and I'm still crying about
Me too. Me too. I have a question to ask the audience.
All right.
Do you guys think that Sergio has a signature laugh?
Oh my
Write
God!
it in the comment. I tell him to keep this signature laugh because I keep hearing it in my head. The minute, like Sergio sending me a message, just a message, I hear his laugh.
I know, it makes you happy. Like I tell you, every time I hear it, I'm just like, ah. You do. I love your laugh, Sergio.
Yes, please keep it up.
All right.
Maybe we need to put an insurance in your laugh too.
Maybe.
Signature Sergio laugh. We'll make it into a GIF or one of those.
Exactly.
Let's do a meme out of it,
Like celebrities have like insurances on their body parts.
Yeah.
Halo has only the tiger in his voice.
Yeah, we need to copyright your laugh for the Hair Wire. Here you go.
Let's see about that. Thank you guys for tuning in week after week and making here the Hair Wire the place, your source for education, for hair education. And today we're going to be talking about the placebo effects. Now, this thing about the placebo effects is quite the subject, because you get a lot of people coming to your clinic, for instance, in my case, and actually they do the treatment for about a day or two, and next week they go by and be like, Sergio, your treatment is so miraculous. Look, I'm seeing hair growth. My hair shedding had completely stopped after the first time I used the treatment. Your treatment is amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Now the thing is, is it ethical to say, yeah, it's okay, I know the treatment is gonna do this? No, heck no, that's not the way you do it. What do you guys think, Carrie? What do you guys think?
Well, placebo effect is a big topic in epigenetics. That's essentially what epigenetics is. So yes, absolutely, I'm a big firm believer in placebo and how it works and nocebo. So yeah, you could change. This is going to be the whole conversation, so we'll keep going.
Biz, what do you think about the placebo effect?
100%. And I believe 100%, if you don't believe in the treatment itself, it won't work, even though it's the best treatment ever. So yes, 100%, when you believe and your nervous system calms down, you know that yourself in a good hands, anything the trichologist will do will work.
Definitely. The thing is, we've been talking to a lot of people lately, and they be talking about their hair loss issues and whatever, and just talking to them, a lot of them come back to me and say, Sergio, after talking to you, my hair's been feeling better. I'm actually seeing less shedding. I'm like, well, good, excellent. You're getting calmer. You're learning to relax. You're learning to manage your, cope with your stress, and that actually helps, with your treatment. But a lot of other clients, they be like, I just tried this shampoo that you mentioned, and it's working wonders for me. Are they really, are they really gonna help me or not? That's the whole thing. A lot of people use different regimes, different treatments, and they swear by that, it works wonders for them. But is it really working for them, or is it just a lot of hype? And that's what we want to uncover here at the Hair Wire. Are we really seeing the effects of a treatment, or are we actually just hyping it up? Is it just placebo effect? I want to walk out three different routes. So whatever route you want to choose, guys, it's up to you to grabs. But I want to talk about medical treatments, their hype, cosmetic treatments, their hype, and the natural or nutritional or natural remedies treatments and their hypes. So which ones you want to grab? It's up for grabs.
Yeah, I'm going to say something before to just combine the three together. The three togethers, it depends on the person themselves. It depends on how what their principles are, or what they're looking for, or what they believe in. Some people just need a medical treatment. If you tell them about an herbal treatment, they will think that you're crazy. So in a way that a trichologist and any professional, we have to read the client in front of us. What do the client believe in, and tailor our treatment plan to that unique personality in a way. And also I believe in like connection and energy and all the connections between humans. You attract the clients that you yourself believe in. Like myself, I believe in wellness, right? For some reason, all my clients, just they have health problems, right? So I feel it's also how we attract, how we present ourselves as a trichologist, how we keep talking about things, we attract the clients that way. So the three of them are have pros and cons. The three aspects of what you just said, Sergio, works for some people like in different aspects, but depending on your client and what they believe in.
Oh, I love that you mentioned that. Yeah. It's funny because like some clients don't like to go the holistic route and you're to give them herbal remedies. But yeah, I really figure out who my clients are, what their beliefs are, and what they are doing. And so like if I have a client that isn't into herbs, I know I'm a food first person. I know food that are high in vitamin K and enriched in this. And so like if I know I want them to increase a certain herb, I will explain it to them and tell them why we want that with the vitamin or the nutrient value of that food that I want them to increase in. So yeah, it's really understanding your clients, because you could say, hey, use this herb, but they're not into herbs.
Yeah.
But maybe they like onions and they're high in the mineral or vitamin that you're trying to get them increase in. Tell them eat more onions. They will do it because they understand it. They know. And some people too, like a lot of clients I see, it's funny, I attract a lot of clients. I'm an evidence first person. And so I do have a lot of clients that are evidential first. So it's funny you say that. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I mean, and you mentioned, you attract the type of client that what you're good at, and I attract a lot of clients with sebum problems.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that amazing?
I mean, I get to see that every day. I'm like, am I going to see something different? I need to attract other type of customers.
Right.
Yeah, I lots of autoimmune.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yes, I do believe that.
No, but the thing is, guys, that whatever treatment plan you decide to go, it's all right, to explore and try to be truthful to what you are experiencing and whether your treatment is actually working or not. Now, you have to think about it. Whenever you try something, you have to be hopeful. It helps. Yes, it helps to be hopeful, because it's not like you're triggering yourself into a placebo effect. But if the treatment is a really good one for you, and you're in a bad mood, or you are not in the right mindset, I don't think it's going to work, because I do believe that there's mind power into everything that we do. Yeah. And I do believe that. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, I can explain this. I talk about this lots in a lot of the workshops I used to conduct, where we talk about the power of the mind. And a lot of people don't realize how powerful our minds are and our energy. We are made up of energy. Electromirrored neurons is what a lot of scientists will call, and we could have negative ions and positive ions and neutral ions. And if you don't believe this, I want you guys to do this experiment. It's a fun one. So first, what you're going to do is pick a day that you're going to go into a store or a few shops. Go into the shop. Go first angry. Think about everything that pisses you off. Maybe it's your mother-in-law, maybe it's your father-in-law, maybe it's your brother or sister, or somebody who didn't put the grocery cart in the grocery cart. Go inside. I kid you not, people will avoid you like the plague. They'll like beeline you, they'll not talk to you. It's because you're giving off this different energy. Next, when you get out, just make sure to ground yourself when you leave that shop. Make that observation. Next shop you go into, ground yourself. Just kind of start thinking about happy things, positive things. Get yourself more back into a good mood again. And what I want you to do is go walk for a couple minutes or go to the next location you're going to, and then think about something that really lights you up. Maybe the first time you held your child, your first kiss, when you got married, when you won the lottery, whatever it is that lifts you up. Think about 3 to 5 things that's going to get you really happy. Go into the next store. Watch. You'll have smiles. You'll have people talking to you. Can I help you? Just winking at you, whatever. Notice the energy difference. It's crazy.
I believe that.
Then when you leave, the third one, what you're going to do is you're going to neutralize yourself. And neutralizing yourself is where you're just like indifferent. You're just like, meh, whatever. And that you're just going to help just bring yourself down a little. Don't think of anything. I like to put ear pods in my head and in my ears and just kind of grab myself. Don't think of anything happier. There's days you're just like going with life. Go in and notice that you'll be almost like invisible. I always need to walk into people when I'm feeling like that. It's like, oh, I didn't even know you were there, because you're so neutral. They don't feel you. People pick up on an energy. They feel it, and you'll notice it. And so when you have those different energies, that also affects your body as a whole. So if you're one of those people who can go to the mall and you leave and come home angry and agitated, you're picking up other people's energies. That affects you. You bring that home. And when you bring that home, it also affects other people that you're around. You ever know you could walk into a room, you either light it up and everybody's like, you just light up the room when you walk in, or you walk in and you're angry and everybody's all of a sudden like, you just brought a mood here. What is wrong with you? Everybody was happy and now we're all grumpy because of you. People pick up on that. And that mood does affect your health. Mind, body, spirit, it's all connected. All of it. And a lot of people don't realize it affects your health and it affects how you heal. And a lot of my clients do, when they come in, I observe not just the physical food they're eating, but I also observe the soul food that they're consuming. I find a lot of people in a stressful world don't do enough feeding of the soul and doing things that change those negative energies that you have a hard time fighting and combating, and feeding it with positivity to neutralize it, to combat. And that's essentially how placebo works, is because you're feeding those negative ions and you're feeding the positive ions, and you want to neutralize that because that's going to change your stress levels and your health. I don't know if I explained that.
It's very related to hair loss. Period. What you just said is all related to hair loss. If you're stressed out, you're gonna aggravate your condition. If you're not stressed out, you're calm, and you believe in the treatment that has been given to you, actually it will work.
Yeah. And that's why when we say 31%, we've talked about this many times, is a lot of times people it's that double-edged sword, is when you're depressed, like, do you take antidepressants, do you not take antidepressants? But your mood does change things. So if you are on the path of getting healthier hair, but you're still depressed and it's still in your head that you're losing hair, it's not going to work, and it's that vicious circle, and you're not getting off track of that, of course you're not helping things. You're actually still contributing to the stress factor causing the hair loss and the intelligent effluvium, or different stress factors. So it's very important to be aware of your mood. It does affect hair growth. And when you're depressed because your hair's falling out, it affects everything.
Yeah.
It's
a snowball. Yeah. It's like, especially with intelligent effluvium episodes, because they are so visual. In a way, you see the hair loss in chunks. Especially that condition is very aggravating emotionally. I understand. I get it. It's like, I understand it. I teach it. I talk about it. And when I saw my postpartum hair loss, I was like, whoa, it is hard to manage emotionally. It does. But the thing that the trichologist and the client has to come to a midway, in a way that the trichologist has to absorb all this negative energy from the client. And the client, when they start taking or feeding off the positive energy of their professional trichologist, they start balancing what Kerry was saying. And the treatment, only then the treatment's going to work. Before that, nothing is going to work until the energy stabilize. And it is hard. Not everybody can able to do that. And also, as we trichologists, we also have our own negative energies, right? Mm-hmm. So Sometimes, like when we show up to our clients, we don't have enough preserve to exchange with our clients. And that also will not help, especially if your client needs that energy feeding off your energy, like your kids feeds off your energy. So it's like it has all, like Kerry was saying, we have, I like to ground myself before I talk to any client because I want my positive energy. My positive energy is 50% of the treatment.
Yeah. Bad
Yeah,
attitude solves nothing.
Right. The other 50 is what the client is willing to do and what the client is believing in doing too. Because if they don't believe in what we're saying, nothing will work.
that's true. That's true right there. And I like that you guys mentioned those, those details, those areas, um, because it is amazing how people react to different options, to different treatment regimes. And as you mentioned, because my system believe is so into it, if I don't believe in something that's gonna work for me, uh, then it will not, just simply because of a mindset. And it's incredible because at the same time, I have so many other customers, so many patients that they have tried so many things before, and they try it under the wrong mindset.
Thank you.
And when I go back to him, I'll be like, all right, let's do this again. And I show him with enthusiasm, and I work with them, and I show him this is something that you should be doing, but you did it wrong. You used the right product, you did use the right treatment, but you did it wrong. Let's do it this way. Little changes. And after a couple of months, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you were right. All I needed to do is make this little change and it helped. Well, yes,
It's your energy.
mindset really, really has a lot to do with it. And again, it's not like a placebo effect. It's not like you're um, brainwashing yourself into believing that this is going to work or that this is working. Is something that you can measure. You can see the amounts of hair that you're losing on daily basis. You can take pictures and see how much extra hair is growing. So it's measurable. And that's the difference between a placebo effect and something that is actually not working. This is why I like to tell people, you want to really make sure that something is really working with you or not. Take pictures. Why? Because pictures actually show you, and in a way that you cannot unsee what is missing. You cannot unsee how much extra growth you have. And if you're losing hair and you're taking pictures of all the hair that I say to people, collect the hair that you have lost throughout the entire day. Collect everything, put it put it in a bag, and take a picture of it, and do the same thing. And next occasions, what's going to happen? You're going to see whether you're going upwards or you're going downwards, or if it's staying, if it's going sideways. And that is actual science. It's something that you can measure. But definitely the right attitude, the right mindset has everything to do with your treatment. So whether you're doing cosmetic treatment, medical treatment, natural treatment, or a combination of all three areas,
Yeah.
you gotta be able to measure the results. But having the right mindset is everything. Is everything.
Very
And
true.
I love you. I love what you guys are bringing. Biz, I see you nodding. You want to bring in something, please?
Yes, yes. I want to bring one important thing also that I have been noticing with people. And because as I said, like I'm attracting people who has health issues, right? So like basically sometimes like people coming to you not for answers. They don't want answers. They don't want you to fix it. They want you to listen to it. That's
Yeah.
all. And I feel obligated to fix it because you paid me my consultation fee and I feel like I need to fix it. And I get so upset when they don't want to fix it. You got me what I'm trying.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they don't want to fix it. It's just that they want you to hear them
Yeah. So
before anything. Yeah.
let me say that again in a way that it's more important for them to get heard, to be heard, rather than to fix the actual problem. And
Yeah.
I think this is stemming from our Western medicine society. Like,
Yes.
usually you have a pain in your tummy and you go to a doctor. The doctor doesn't even look at you, he doesn't even make an eye contact. He looks at your file, he gives you a pill, he gets out, right? So people now, when they feel pain, whatever the pain is, they are striving, thriving for somebody to hear them. Please hear me that I am in pain. And I learned it the hard way. Sometimes they don't want the fix. The first step of the treatment is to listen and absorb the pain and sympathize with the pain and let them talk about it, let them feel heard. And that is your 50% in the treatment plan anyway, just because you calm them down. And also, hair loss is related to nervous system. It's super related to nervous system. When their nervous system starts to fall to calm down, and then next time you see them, maybe you want to present one kind or phase one of a treatment, just a little bit, and then they start, like, it's basically coaching them, holding their hands one step at a time. And it has a lot to do with emotions rather than an actual treatment, and I learned it the hard way.
Getting a connection, a real connection with your patient is actually the best thing that can ever happen to anyone in practice. You have to connect to people, and you have a very limited amount of time to do so. And at the same time, you want to provide a service to that person. You want to
Right.
do something for them, because that's why that's why they come to you. They come to you because they need help. They come to you because they want, for you to get them to the next place. But at the same time, we need to move a lot of stuff out of the way, stuff that are, in the mind, and a lot of questions. And I have to tell you, most of my first time consultations goes down just by listening and just answering to gazillion questions before we
Yeah.
can actually
Right.
start working on them and start.
Yeah.
That is why we as professionals, we charge by the hour, because I know that sometimes, I'm not gonna get it all done in the first consultation. So we need to work on something. So what I will do sometimes is just talk for a complete hour, and then during the time at the end of the last 5 minutes, I say, all right, let's try something for this week. We'll talk
Yes.
next week. All right, let's try this. And next week we will talk more.
Right. I believe
And
you.
we'll do
Yeah.
another consultation for next week and have something to do, give them little assignments, things that they can do, so at least they will calm down into their minds, start easing up on you, and then we can start working on the real problem. And that's genuine, and that is something that people will respect, because you're not just trying to give them a quick fix. You're
Yes.
trying to get a whole solution, and understanding people into a personal level is key. And like you mentioned, this, again, a system of beliefs. There's a lot of people who do not believe in minoxidil,
Yeah. And you cannot make them believe. That's it.
and that's okay. That's okay. I actually have a patient. She refuses to have blood work.
Hmm.
She refused to have blood work because she doesn't want to know, but she's willing to do an epigenetic test. So I'll be like,
Okay.
okay, if you're not doing the blood work and you're willing to do the epigenetic
Yeah.
test, or
Any
maybe doing
that.
the biome test, then
Mhm.
at least have some measure
Yeah.
of, some data that I can measure up, that I can use to treat you properly. And I
And
have to
and
work with that.
and sometimes some people want all of the tests.
True.
All of them. It's like it's not necessary all of them. Let's just pick two or three that's good for you, for your like what's going on with you. But they don't believe it. They want to see it all.
Oh yeah, there are those cases as well.
Yeah.
Carrie.
No, it's we're all. It's not a one size fits all world. We're all different. Yeah.
It's not, and getting around that, it's difficult sometimes. But the most important thing, guys, if you're going through hair loss right now and you're looking for help, if you're in front of an expert, whoever that person is, give that person a chance. Okay, go into the right mindset, absorb the information that they're giving you, make questions, and bring in whatever is going, whatever is you're dealing with, whatever you is that you're worried about. Bring it in into a consultation and try to follow suit the recommendations, because that's the other thing. A lot of people will walk into a clinic, they will walk into our consultation area, and they just won't do it. They have been already mind blocking themselves ever since they walked in. I'm not gonna do anything. Then why did you came here in the first place? But they came in, or they came, they walk in or blocked. So whatever you do, go to be open mind. Whatever you want to do, be open mind about it. Let the information sink in, and if it's doable, if it's something that makes sense to you, start working on it. And again, take pictures. Make sure that you are measuring the results. And if it's working for you, then great, excellent. But if not, and you're giving it enough time, at least 3 to 6 months, nothing has happened, then you move on and you look for another expert, maybe a second opinion, maybe try something different. Let's, for instance, try a trichologist. Carrie.
Yeah, one thing I can't stress enough too, I don't know what it is, but we also like to overcomplicate things and
Oh
make
yeah.
things a lot more complicated than they are. And sometimes it's a simple one little tweak or one little fix. For example, maybe it's food. For myself, it was gluten that was causing my hair shedding. And it was just a simple thing of self awareness and looking at my body and finding out that it was the gluten causing the effect. Sometimes it's your work environment, and sometimes it's just a small tweak. And I find we try to make things more complicated. We need chemicals, we need this, we need that, we need this, and then we cause more problems. I'm going to use an awesome example myself. I just got a reminder of this because I too am human. I overcomplicate things myself. And I have a knee injury from dance that I have right now. And I've been struggling. I've gone to the chiropractor, I've gone to the doctor, I've gone to everybody, and nobody has been able to fix it. Finally, I caved and went to physiotherapy and kinesiology. They are the experts in bones. You know what it was? A simple massage of my thigh muscle, and now my knee is not hurting. Like, sometimes it's the simplest fix, and that's why you should find that expert. A physiotherapist and a kinesiologist, that's what they specialize in. A trichologist, that's what they specialize in. It was literally a 5-minute exercise. And I was overcomplicating it, doing yoga, doing this, doing that. Nothing's working. Putting ice, going here, going there. Nothing was working, but I didn't go to the expert first. And it was so simple.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes the simplest things, are the right ones. So, I mean, like you mentioned, Carrie, overcomplicating things. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Let's just keep it simple, keep it straight up, and start working on it. And again, today's episode, it's all about cracking the placebo code. And again, don't believe everything, but at the same time, believe.
Yeah. The right people.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know, Biz, who's the right people, but whatever it is that we're doing, we have to go into the right mindset. But at the same time, I have to keep a certain level of, I have to be skeptical to a certain level. I have to be able to measure the results of what I'm doing. So I'm going into with the right attitude, but I'm gonna be measuring up. For instance, if you go to a gym, you start with a new trainer.
Yeah.
How can you measure the effects of what you're doing? Well, you weight yourself. You go to a scale. Am I shedding the pounds or not? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
or because here's the thing, you may be losing weight because you're losing water, and maybe you're gaining weight because you're gaining muscle. But the ultimate test, how your clothes is fitting. Is it fitting better? Then it's working. Whether you're losing weight or not, is the clothes fitting better? Yes. Is it looser? Then it's working. So there's always something that you can measure up and measure it correctly, and see if what you're doing is actually doing the work for you. So whatever it is that you believe that you're going through in terms of hair loss, if you want to try something, okay, go ahead, try it, but at least give it an honest chance.
Yeah.
Take pictures, see the before and afters, and see how your hair is feeling after you started something new. And by that, start looking for information on it. And later on, if you see that it's not working, then move on. But at least you gave it an honest chance, and you do it with the right attitude. Not like, oh, let's see if this thing is going to work for me or not. Of course, not going to work.
Yeah, it is. It's the attitude, what you bring into the world too. As Carrie was saying, it's your energy also. And some people, they, as Carrie said, complicate things. So they complicate things. They come to the world with a negative energy. They come to their problems with negative energy too. So it's just a snowball effect. They will never be healed at all because they don't. They are not. How do you say that? They are not in grounding, in contact with who they are. We all have health problems. We all human beings. Our systems are not 100% functional all the time, and it's just like it's your mindset, how you ground yourself. What do you want out of your body? How do you deal with your body? How do you love yourself or you hate yourself? All this negative self-talk also will affect your nervous system. Your nervous system is going to affect your hair loss. And I always say I love being a trichologist because my hair, any hair, like the people's hair, will tell you, your hair will tell you your problem.
Yeah.
Believe me, your hair tells you your problem. So that's why it's very important. And I love how we as trichologists, we study hair, we study like trichogram, trichoanalysis, we study the depth of the hair follicle, we study the depth, even Sergio, the depth of the hair follicle give you in the trichogram information, correct? Like,
Yes.
can you imagine the depth of your hair follicle, how your the root sheath is adhering or not? It will give you some kind of thing about your nervous system. It's just, it blows my mind, and I wish people know that. I wish people will understand that their hair is a vital sign of their mental health and physical health.
Well, now that you
Bless you.
mentioned the mental health aspects of it,
Right.
bless you, Kerry.
Bless you. Give me your hair. Let me see what's going on.
uh,
Pollination season. Got the little white fluff everywhere right now. It's
uh,
exciting. It's fluff.
what I wanted to mention is, when you go to a hair salon,
Right.
and a lot of hairdressers, they work on people, and the hair shedding stops miraculously because of a hairstyle, because of a new haircut, because
Yes.
we did a hair image change. Carrie, you have seen this plenty of times. People come in, they have the hair is a mess. They want you to do
Correct.
something about it, and just sometimes a simple cut,
Yeah.
everything's fixed. Everything is fixed. Is it fixed?
Yeah, it changes dramatically. I actually had this the other day. A woman came in and she's had the same haircut. Hairdressers don't listen to what she wants, and this cut looked cute on her, but she goes, "It's not me. It's not my personality. I don't feel me in this haircut. I feel like I have a helmet." And I said, "Okay, well, can you let me intuitively cut your hair?" And I did, and she started crying because I cut her hair, and not bad tears, joy. And she goes, "This is what I've been wanting all along, and I feel me. I feel." And she even has texted me 2 weeks later, still saying how much she loves the haircut and how she finally feels like she's in her own skin. And it's getting to know that person, and it changes everything. And even her partner said to her, she has a peppier walk now because she feels cute. I thought that was fun. So, a haircut changes everything. And I don't, people say how vain they are. And, I'm not vain. My hair doesn't mean anything. Watch. As soon as you start shedding your hair, all of them, it always happens. You get in your head. Your hair is a reflection of you.
100%.
It is a huge,
and your health.
and your health. You as a whole, mind, body, spirit. You could tell somebody by how they wear their hair if they're I call it hair as a crystal ball. I can tell people's hair internally, physically, emotionally, how they perceive things, how they change things. I find, and even people who change their hair all the time, they're, like there's a lot your hair could tell you. People read crystal balls. I read hair.
There's a beauty to it. There's a beauty to it. And one of the things that I like to encourage people while they're struggling with their hair loss, go to a good hairstylist. Maybe a change in your hairstyle, how you dress, how you manage your hair, how you style your hair, is going to help you emotionally enough that is going to thrive you through the process. So one of the things I like for people to do is, a lot of people when they come to the clinic, they'll be like, I don't want to dye my hair until you do the examinations on my scalp. I'll be, all right, that's okay. I'm going to do the examinations, but next time you come, I want you to see your hair with your full dye on, get your color in, look your best. I want that from you the next time. And when they do, they actually feel,
Yeah.
they walk different. They come into the clinic the first time and be like,
Depressed.
this is my hair. I haven't washed it in about a week. Look at my grays. And be like, okay, let's change the subject here for a moment. I want you to go to your hairstylist right now. Get that hair done. Get that color in. Look beautiful. Feel beautiful. And then we talk about treatment. Sometimes I do that. Why? Because, dealing with the emotional blockage is part of the treatment.
Right.
And getting those things out of the way are important, because once we get that out of the way, we can start traveling through and get to the promised land, get to the goal, get to the place where you need to go.
And we are more receptive as a human being when we're happy.
Yeah.
We're receptive to the positive energy of the world too.
I like what you said in the beginning, Biz. Before you get a client in, you want to get into your mode, into your mood, and it's something that I do. It's something that I do constantly. I prefer to, before I see a client, I like to take a minute in, rebalance myself, and then jump into the consultation process, because I want to make sure that I'm in the right mindset before I do anything. So we have a question here from our friend Nadia. Do you guys offer an organic color or regular color in your clinics with clients with hair loss? What options do you guys offer? Good question. Want to start with that, Carrie?
Yeah. In my shop, we offer a few different color lines. A lot of the organic I'm quite particular about, because you can have reactions with a lot of the organics as well, particularly hemp. So for me, I proceed with caution. Any organic color lines, depending on chemical reactions or what they're doing or the end results. But a lot of the colors that I do, I make sure first off, because I'm celiac, obviously they've got to be gluten-free. And then I also make sure that they are cleaner products. So, and a lot of times people think parabens are bad. They're not always bad. It's just understanding the chemical compositions of products and hair, and how they react to the people and how they react to the product. So that's I guess that's a double-edged sword for when it comes to organic and chemical products, because arsenic's natural, doesn't mean it's good for us. So, or latex, for example. I know a lot of people who are really allergic to latex and hemp. We can't even be in the room with hemp. So it's really understanding your product, allergens, and how gentle they are on the hair and the skin. If I do use a chemical product on somebody with hair loss and I don't want to use an organic, I will apply with caution, because too, you don't want to have that on the scalp, or if you're going to do, you want to make sure you have a correct barrier between the skin and the color. If they are having hair loss, there's other solutions too. So it depends on the client. Again, it's one of those things. And being a color master, I've been a color corrective artist for 24 years. I've seen it all. And so I know my product very well and what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use.
I like what you mentioned. And one of the things that, for me personally, I don't really mind if it's a regular color or if it's organic or natural color, because I'm more concentrated into the end result at the end of the day. And one of the things that for me is very important is that if you're going to do a color, let's say for instance natural color, you apply a color and this color fades away in about a week, and you have to reapply in a week and reapply on the next week, then those every time you reapply a color, you're adding more to it. And unfortunately for many people, that every time you reapply, the hair gets brittle, drier, just because of the reapplication of it. And for those instances, I will say to people like that, and be like, okay, let's just use a regular color. Because you apply just once and it's going to last you for about a month. And we can manage the effects of a coloring by doing a pre-treatment to the hair before we apply the color, and we can do a post-treatment, and we can balance the effects of it. Now, in the case of people who are allergic, now that's a whole nother thing, because you have to try and you have to do patch tests, and you want to make sure that that the product that you're having is not going to cause allergic reactions to your customers. And if they do have allergic reactions to it, then you should be looking for other options. And that for me is key. Right now, I'm working with a lady, and she experienced telogen effluvium every time she gets hair coloring, and she gets an allergic reaction to it, and she didn't realize that, and she started doing unfortunately, Nadia, a lot of people don't do a patch test. That's true, and they need to do it. And the thing is that I started working with her. The hair shedding stopped, and she asked me if she could get her hair color done again. And I told her, let's try, let's see how it goes. And the salon that she went into, they actually did a patch test, and just with the patch test, she started feeling, the burning sensation, and they couldn't do the color with her. And the thing is that they did the color, they did the patch test with foils, so it was not touching the scalp, and even that person was so allergic to it. So after that, she has been experiencing the shedding, and I've been working with her, and getting things back in order. But the thing is, there's levels, degrees of allergies for a lot of people, and that's why testing, those patch tests are good for. And whatever color I believe is right for me is not necessarily good for you. And it's all about knowing, as Carrie was mentioning, know your products. If you're a hairstylist, you got to know your products, you got to know your chemicals, and you got to do your tests. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, I want to make a comment on this one. I love that you brought this up, Nadia. And she says, I've seen henna hardens the shaft, making hair more brittle. I love that you brought it up. Knowing your product and knowing the results that the product does, and it doesn't have to be organic to cause brittle hair. It's knowing your product, knowing your client, knowing the client's hair. Me as a hair coach, so I am a trichologist and a cosmetologist. So I help people grow their hair. So yes, my goal is to stop hair loss, but also I educate people on how to grow their hair out. So if somebody wants to have organic and I'm giving them a product that's gonna be organic and help with the hair loss, but I'm also being counterintuitive by putting in product that's going to make the hair brittle and drier and broken and not applying it correctly, I'm not doing the client any service, because as the hair grows and gets more dry and brittle, it's just going to break off. So I'm actually working against all the work that I've been doing as a hair loss coach and a hair growth coach. So it's really understanding your products too that are going to help moisturize and nourish the hair at the same time as growing the hair. And a lot of people don't realize, they think organic. And I have a few clients who come in and like, I only do organic, but their hair is brittle and dry. And I tell them it's the product that you're using. We got to switch to something moisturizing. And they're like, I don't want to use anything with chemical. But at the same time, like if you want to have good, healthy hair, you need to have the right moisturizers in there to keep that hair long. Yeah.
Very true.
Definitely. Biz, you want to mention something?
I want to say also, basically, with the what we're living now, with the toxic loads that we have around us, toxicity everywhere. Now, toxic burden is way too high. Like their toxic load is way too high. So any small chemical that they're not exposed to before, it will cause them like an allergic reaction or like any reaction that's not good, because the toxicity is all around us. And people, it's not only in the food, it's in the air, and it's just everywhere. People are becoming more sensitive, and that's why I love to start from within. Also, we need to cleanse in the diet, the person first, so they can actually receive all the treatments we are trying to give them.
Definitely. Guys, anything you want to add up before we wrap this up? We have a great show today, so I hope you guys are enjoying the content. And if you do, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and of course, bring in your comments. Nadia, we need to do another show with you, because we were talking about the energy and how energy involves into the process of, absorbing the information and getting to the right mood before we start treatment. So Nadia, we need you in another session, because we need to talk about the energies right here.
Yes.
Getting the right energy. You're the energy lady right now. So guys, yes, I'm game. All right, let's do that. We got to do that. Nadia. Yes, it is important. To and I know, and a lot of people be like, Sergio, you're a pastor, talk about energies. Yes, we're matter. We have ions, we have energies, so we need to deal with it.
Spirit is energy.
Yes.
It's tomato. Spirit, energy. Dr. Bruce Lipton, he explains it the best. He talks about science and tomato. It's all the same thing. You call it this, I call it that. It's the same thing. We're all one at the end, and spirit is energy. Energy is science. Yeah,
exactly. It's how we explain things. So again, Nadia, we got to do that. So again, about the placebo effect, guys, if you see something that looks too wonderful, it is. So it's too wonderful to be truth. So, but if you're gonna try something, give it a proper chance and try it on, and get into the right mood, get into the right mindset before you do anything. And sometimes just go to a hair salon, get your hair fixed, look the best, and start working with that. Feeling good first, and then we start working with what's really troubling you, what's really happening. So once you have in your mind what's going on, if you're in the right mindset, things are going to flow properly.
It's all about the mindset.
It's all about the mindset, exactly.
Hey, you guys, I'm going to push a book. I know we don't like pushing product, but I have to. You guys, if you guys want to learn how importance of energy is, this is a book that you guys need to check out. It's called The Biology of Belief.
Ooh,
and it essentially
like the title.
Exactly what we talked about today, and how the placebo works, and how you could create positive energy, and how it affects your health and everything. So I want you guys to go download this book. It's on Audible. It is worth the read.
Definitely. And visit our website, thehairwire.com. You have to visit our website. And of course, check out all the great information that we have there for you. And of course, if you want to check your volume, the volume system that we have for you, want to check your gut, you want to make sure that it's okay, go and visit thehairwire.com. Go to thehairwire.com/shop and Viome, and go click right there and get your Viome kit and get your gut tested. So that way you know. That way you know. And just stop wasting money on supplements that your body's not gonna absorb. Go the right way. Get your Viome kit. Start working with it now. So, guys, hope to see you next week. God bless you all. Till then, hey, here's the let's show the link. Thehairwire.com/shop/Viome. Click on it. Get it. Get it right now. Till then, bye-bye, guys. Where's my flag? All right.